I'm gonna explain. We've had a lot of people ask me. My favorite game is bankroll, and knowing how to use the cushions and the diamonds. Okay, so I'm going to spend just a little time showing you a few things about banking. Then I'm going to show you a few things about kicking, and I'm going to filter in trick shots with the whole thing. So we're going to get a little bit of everything. Now, when you're banking the ball, it's really easy to bank a ball. This would be the easy way to explain how to bank. You come down and you bank, okay? I'm assuming that everybody would learn if I just did that. That wouldn't help you very much because you're just going to watch somebody bank balls. So a lot of times when we play bankroll or we shoot banks, and that's a common thing that people get a little bit afraid of is a bank shot, but actually it's a very simple concept. If you do the 4 basic banks to begin with, most people get way too complicated. They start out complicated, they do hard banks, they don't start out in the right order. Now if you go to the 80 segments online on the APA channel on YouTube, everything's in order. It's 80 segments in sequential order. It starts out easy, it works all the way up, through it including the diamond system, all the way to number 80. So if you're jumping around on the APA channel to watch these segments, and it happened a little bit earlier, somebody had mentioned to me about they did something, it didn't work out, or they forgot to do segment 24 because it was the foundation for segment 65. In other words, you have to follow from the beginning. And it doesn't hurt for even a top player to go back to the beginning and to get reinforcement in your game. So anyway, if I were going to bank this ball, I can do it by feeling. If you bank enough balls, you'll start making some adjustments, and eventually you'll make, let's say out of 10 banks, you might make 6 or 7 of them. But if you learn the bank system, you can make about 90% of them. So I'm going to explain a very simple system so everybody will get it. And I'm going to use these M&M wrappers. This is actually one of the segments on the AV channel. I think it's in the 60s. This is called the M&M banking system. I created this years ago. It's a very simple concept. Everybody can do it. First, you establish your bank. The 7 ball is going to bank here. And then I'll do several other ones too. But the 7 is going to bank here. Now, this is called an analytical presentation. After I get done with this, I'm going to do the right brain where I just shoot them in 15 balls without missing. That's the right brain. So my left brain is now going to explain to you how to do this by calculating. So if we start with this pocket, we're going to bank it here, a bank. I would walk up to this pocket, and I would look at the opposite pocket, and that pocket would be called the mirror image of this pocket. So that's a really, really simple concept. If I were going to bank the 4 ball back on this side, I would walk up to this pocket, and I would look at that pocket, and that would be the mirror image of this pocket. And if I were going to bank the 13 ball back in this pocket, I would walk up to this pocket, and that pocket up there would be the mirror image of this pocket. So in other words, the first step in doing a bank shot is you must establish what's called the mirror image bank. The mirror image of the bank. So, and the best way to do that, of course, is when you get up in the morning, you look in the mirror and you see yourself, that's your mirror image. The only situation, the problem there is that if you're right-handed, you're left-handed in the mirror. But your mind kind of gets over that real quick, okay? So that's the first step, is to walk up and look at the opposite pocket. It doesn't get much easier than that. The second thing we do is that since we're here with this pocket, and in a game you can do this very easily. You can just look at the opposite pocket, that's called the mirror image. And then you would take your body, instead of moving over to the 7 ball, we just turn our body toward the 7 ball like this. So in other words, we are facing the mirror image pocket. We turn our body now toward the 7, and from the 7 to this pocket there's a line. And every line has a midpoint that you can actually either estimate or you can calculate. So if I take the middle on this line, from the pocket to the 7, from this opening, and you measure that with a ruler, that's the midpoint on that line. So far we have 2 really, really simple concepts. And I like to teach simple stuff. I'm not a real physics guy as far as the formulas. I'm an applied physics guy. I do stuff that's simple to understand because when I was in college, I didn't do good in physics. I think I got a D, and they were only, I just couldn't handle it because they were using too many formulas. And I wanted to teach it simple. So I walk up again, mirror image, and turn. So far now we have 2 points. And for every bank shot, you have 2 points. You have the mirror image and the midpoint. Now the third part is simple because you've already got 2 parts, and when you connect one point with another point, you get a straight line. So for example, if I have a chair here, and I have a chair here, for those who may not be into math, the shortest distance between these 2 chairs is a straight line. not a crooked line. So the shortest distance between this M and that M is M and M. It's a straight line. So when you connect these 2 points, you have a straight line like this. And there's only going to be one straight line that applies to this bank shot because I've only got 2 points that create that line. Now, if I were to put, let's say for an example, I'm not really good at finding a midpoint. Let's say I just put this here. Obviously, we have to work on midpoints first. But there isn't anybody in this entire building, 15,000 players this week, there isn't anybody in this building that doesn't know the middle between this pocket and this pocket. Everybody knows it's here. Now, one person doesn't know that. I've never seen anybody, if I ask where's the middle between there and there, I've never seen anybody put their stick here. So the point is that because you're all pool players and you've been to Las Vegas, you understand things like midpoint, angles, straight lines. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go back and put this back, that's your midpoint, and you connect these 2 points. Now the beautiful part when you connect 2 points, if you look at this rail, it's a nice straight rail, and this cue stick coming into this like this. Now by the way, does anybody know what kind of an angle it is like this on a pool? What's this angle called here? What kind of an angle? It's a 90-degree angle. You get an A for the class. So, and I want to have 3 A's I'm giving out, so you get 1 A, okay? All right. So this is not, but the cue stick is at an angle. It's not here at 90 degrees. It's over here, and the angle now is less than 90 degrees. Now, does anybody know what an angle less than 90 degrees is called? What is it called?
20, is it?
Well, that would be a degrees. What's the generic name for it? Have you ever heard of the generic name called acute?
Yes.
Acute angle.
Acute angle.
Now I'm losing my mic because the battery's going. I knew it was going to happen. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to turn it up a decibel. Okay? I can talk without a mic if I need one. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to connect these 2 points. It's less than 90. It's called. We get this beautiful angle, and now we take our cue stick and we move our cue stick. Forget the cue ball, it's not important at this point. We move our line over to the 7 ball. This line is parallel to this line. So in other words, once you calculate this angle, and I take another cue stick, and I put it next to that cue stick, those 2 lines are parallel. So what I've done is I've made the calculation of the angle, and I move parallel. Now this angle here is equal to this angle here. If I were to move over like this, it's a different angle. You can see that. So when you calculate your initial angle, the M and M angle, you move over to the object ball and keep the angle the same. And you do that by moving parallel. You don't have to know any math to understand what I just said. So if you're not into math, you pass that test and you're not even into math because it's simple to understand. And if you still are confused about parallel lines, if you look at that sign on the wall up there, the top of that sign and the bottom of that sign are parallel to each other. And the ends are parallel. And if you move, and if you don't get that, you can put your arms down by your side and your arms are parallel to each other. They're not like one like this and one like this. Well, it depends upon the person, sir. Depends upon how we're built, okay? So here we go. We move over like this. Now, that gives you an amazing thing. It tells you where to shoot the ball. See, most people guess. All I got to do now is shoot the ball down this line, like this. If I shoot that 7 down that line, that's your angle I'm shooting. I hit it just center and I hit it down like this. It's a very easy way to make a bank shot. Now, I want to go ahead and just show you one more over here to the side. The first step is, again, move up. The mirror image is over here, and this time we'll use crispy. We'll turn our body toward the 4 ball, find the midpoint. We'll use peanut butter. And we'll connect peanut butter with crispy. Cross corners are plain and peanut. Cross sides are crispy and peanut butter. Write that down. There's going to be a test on that later, okay? We connect these 2 points. That gives you an angle to the rail, and when you move your stick parallel to the 4, you have the line to shoot down. You shoot it right down that line with a nice smooth stroke, and the ball goes like this. Now, that's pretty simple to do it, but that's all on the left side of your brain. Is calculating A, B, C, D, E, F, G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, when you take these M&Ms and you get rid of them because now you're done practicing the analytical. You're in the heat of battle. You're in practice, and you must now reinforce hundreds of times M&M. You do it just once, you may forget it. But when you do that enough times in your practice, you're able now to make banks without even having the M&M on the table. Now, what does that mean if the M&M's not on the table? Well, here you have the 8 that's on the table. We know it's an 8 ball. But when I put it away, you can still see the 8 ball. It's in your brain now. So even though I don't have the M&Ms on the table anymore, you can still see them, correct? Where are they? In your brain. A for the class. That's the second A. You see there? Now I only got one A left. He got the second one, you got the first one, okay? So here we go. Yeah, you ought to see, I used to do about 4 A's, but I only had 3 questions. So one person got 2, and that wasn't fair. So here's what we do now. I got rid of that 8. I put it back on the table. Now, by the way, I'm now going to do an exercise. We call it an artistic demonstration of making 15 banks without missing, literally, and calculating instantaneously. Like when I say 8 ball and or cue ball and you see a cue ball, you have to say, oh yeah, that's a cue ball, it's white, it's got dots, it's a cue ball, it's round, and you have to think about it a little bit, but then you put it away, it's even quicker. Oh, I know what a cue ball looks like. So what I'm gonna do here, in my brain, I actually see the M&M in my brain, but I see it actually on the table, even though it's not on the table anymore. You all can see it, right? Okay. So so all I do is now I come down and I shoot this. The calculation's already been done. It's instantaneous. But you have to practice it first with them on the table, or use 2 pieces of chalk. You can do that. Or you could buy the M&Ms. You can give me the M&Ms. I'll give you the wrappers back, and you can laminate them, okay? Because I like M&Ms. Yeah, I understand, sir. You don't get another A, okay? I already gave you one. You don't carry it, I know. So here we go now. Now this is the cool part of this. What I'm going to demonstrate now is called right brain release. Right brain release is called the active stroke of pool. Now a lot of people call it the dead stroke of pool. Personally, I don't think there's such a thing as dead stroke. If it was a dead stroke, you wouldn't be alive. I don't know why we call it dead stroke. It's something we've been using for 20, 30, 40 years. It conjures up all kinds of negative images. So before you even start playing pool, you come to Vegas and say, gee, I hope I get a dead stroke. You better hope not. You better hope that you get an alive stroke. Now you can be brilliant. You can go out there and have fun and enjoy it with an alive. You're alive. You're not dead. So we go ahead now, and I'm going to calculate this instantaneously with my brain. It sees it instantly. Boom, boom, boom. And I have to shoot, and I have to keep shooting. 15 balls. 4 left, 4 right, 4 left, 3 right. And by the way, when I do these shooting demonstrations like this, the right brain is what's shooting, not my left brain. The left brain is simply focusing. You see, the left brain and the right brain, I better make sure we understand this. Your brain is 2 parts, basically. You have the left side of your brain, that's the RAM memory, or the working memory. And on the right side, you have the hard drive that stores everything. So if I talk with my left, see, when I talk and I say a story, I'm creating a story in my left brain. I'm actually developing that. A, B, C, D, F, G. But then eventually you go to class after 20 and you go A, B, C, D, E, F, G. See, that's the song, that's the right brain. So I will now do this, and I have to do it rhythmically and keep going, because I don't want my left brain to try to think myself out of it. So I keep talking with my left brain, and my left brain is busy talking. That's called the focus side. And my right brain is waiting for my left brain to talk all the time, and my right brain keeps shooting. It doesn't really care. You know, you play better when there's distraction. Did you know that? Some people think you gotta have quiet. No, you gotta have distraction to play your best. You know why? Because your left brain will not focus if there's no noise. It will just kind of, it's like a big room that's completely quiet. You'll hear a glass drop. But if you got tons of noise like here, somebody will drop a glass, you won't even hear it. The point is that you have to keep yourself focused in order to play good pool. Focus keeps the left brain 100% busy, and the right brain shoots. Focus, shoot. Focus, shoot. Crazy how we're created, okay? It's awesome. Somebody must have knew what they were doing. Are you ready? So watch this. We're going to talk, and I'm talking, and I'm shooting because I'm talking more than anything, and I'm developing in my mind this automatic rhythm. The left brain is busy talking, and the right brain is busy shooting. It's a very simple process. The left brain is busy talking, and the right brain is busy shooting. You notice how easy the balls are going. Now keep in mind that the left brain is busy shooting, talking, and the right brain is busy shooting. Again, I am not trying to make these balls. The left brain is busy talking, and the right brain is busy shooting. Now somebody said one time, well, what if you stop talking? Well, there's no way to make it. It doesn't work, you see? Because when you stop talking, your left brain has to do something, so it decides it's going to shoot. And when your left brain starts shooting, you start steering the cue stick and you start missing. So the perfect alive stroke is when you talk internally. There's a guy in Canada, Tiff Thorburn. He's a great world champion snooker player. He has a secret when he plays snooker, and that's a tough game for 4 hours. He plays it. As soon as he takes his cue out of his bag, he starts counting internally from 1 to 100. That's analytical. 1, 2, 3. And he does that about 50 times in a match. Why? To keep his left brain busy. Now his right brain can shoot. It's a technique. A lot of players have little triggers, and that's how they do it. I'm the type of guy who just likes to talk to myself a lot. And that's okay as long as you don't answer too much. All right? So we're going to keep going now. We're going to talk and we're going to bank. Now if you do that and the ball hits and you talk and it misses, that means that the pocket's in the wrong place. A lot of people don't know that pockets move. I don't know if you knew that or not. Yeah, oh yeah, people tell me all the time the pocket's moving. And they say, well, the table's out of level. Really? You mean it was only out of level for you when you lost? It's amazing, isn't it? So, by the way, the reason I missed it on purpose is so I can show you the final shot after this is over. Well, you'll see why. I'll get to that point, okay? Just like this. We're continuing to talk, and we're continuing to shoot like this. It's automatic. The left brain is talking, and the right brain is shooting. Automatic process. The left brain is talking, and the right brain is shooting. Again, the left brain is busy talking, and the right brain is busy shooting. Automatic process, just like this. So the last ball, the reason I missed that last ball, or that ball on purpose, was so you can see it like this. You go like this, and you shoot under the leg, just like 1, 2, 3, 4, and the ball pretty much goes like that into the corner pocket. That's the reason I did that, okay? Anybody have any questions? Are you okay? What's the question, buddy? Let me have a talk with you. Go ahead. What do you need to know, buddy? What's the question?
How do you fix a broken brain?
You don't have a broken brain. You just have to learn how to use it the right way. Nobody taught you that before, did they? So the next time you're playing pool, just yak all the time. You'll be great, okay? Just keep talking.
I'm playing the Black Widow after you.
Well, just keep talking. She'll love that because she's talking to you the whole time. Why do you think she's talking to y'all when you're playing her matches? So she can play better. So no, to make her play better, not to distract you. It makes her play better, and you don't even know that. You think she's distracting you. That should help you. I love it. I'm going to tell you a story. I was at a college one time, and I was playing challenge matches. And this one kid, I was playing 8-ball, and we got all done. Everybody kind of left except for this kid. And I got the 8-ball, I got this, now watch this. This person scratches. I get down to the 8-ball. And I got ball in hand. And I put it down. And this guy, this young boy, comes over here like this. He stands here and he does this. And I picked up the ball. And I put it over here. And he went down here. And this time he just kind of did this. And I picked it up. And I put it here, and he went over there. And this went on 3 or 4 times. And pretty soon he looks at me and says, are you going to shoot or what? I said, I'm going to shoot after you get your 12 buddies. You bring them all in here and have them all get up there, and everybody yell and wave your flag, because I guarantee you, I ain't never going to miss another ball for 5 hours. You see, he didn't understand how the brain works. Most of us don't. Most of us don't understand you have to have distraction to play better. We think we got to have quiet, because somebody told you got to be quiet. That's not true. Your left brain can only focus if you have distraction. Once you have quiet, your mind will wander a little bit and you lose 100% focus. If you got 99% focus, 1%'s going somewhere, it's going over to try to shoot. That ruins your game. Your left brain is not shooting, it gets in the way of your game. It's like a steering wheel. So the next time you're playing in a match and somebody does something you don't like, tell them to do more of that.
Yeah, because it works.
I guarantee it works. But we've not been taught that because we don't understand how the brain is designed to work. And I've been teaching the mental game for 25 years. I've studied Olympic training manuals. I've studied Miyagi. I saw Miyagi. By the way, it was on last night. Again. Did y'all see it last night? The Karate Kid was on again last night. Wax on, wax off. It was awesome. I've seen it 20 times. And the kids are, wax on, wax off. Paint the fence up, paint the fence down. Paint the house this way, paint the house this way. Yes, it was awesome, man. It was awesome. And you know what I believe I could do? I've been wanting to do this. If I had the funding to do it, I would buy everybody here right now a plane ticket to go to Indiana to my home. I would have you wax my car, paint my fence, and scrub my deck. And I would guarantee everybody in this room would play better. But you were not allowed to bring your cue stick. Because you don't want to ruin your game if you bring your cue. I would teach you how to wax my car, paint my fence, and scrub my deck.
I didn't know how to wax a car.
No. You may know how to do it, but do you do it like the Karate Kid? Do you remember what Miyagi did? Miyagi did this. The kid started doing this. And Miyagi grabbed his hand and says, no, like this. Until he got it right. Just because you know how to wax a car doesn't mean you're doing it right. So he had him do it right, and at the end of about 2 weeks, what did the kid do in the movie?
Sit there and wax a car.
But after he got all done, he painted the fence. What did he do then? He got mad. He says, I come here to learn how to do karate, and look at your stupid car and your stupid deck and your stupid fence, and I didn't learn any karate. And he started to walk away, and Miyagi says, come back. And he came back. Because if you spent 2 weeks waxing my car, painting my fence, you would be sick of me and you'd say, I come here to play pool. What you didn't realize was you were playing pool, but you didn't know it. Because I took your muscles, created the myelin muscle memory to make it so that it worked. So if I stick a cue in your hand, you play perfect pool. But because you have your cue stick in your hand, you're picking up bad habits and problems, and you now don't learn the game the way you should learn it. I take you away from the problem instead of keeping you with the problem. You want to see let me address that one more way. Oh, by the way, I didn't finish this. So I make the shot now. But I had to wait for his guys to show up. There's like 4 or 5 people, and I just kept making balls. This kid says, how'd you do that? I said, you helped me. You got in my way. It was awesome. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. I'm in Las Vegas several years ago, and a guy has this shot, and he says to me, I can't make this shot. Every time the ball's on the cushion like this, I can't make it.
I can make it.
Come in here.
Oh boy.
Come in here. Go ahead, make it. 10 tries. Don't you use chalk when you play? Where's your chalk? Put some chalk on your stick. You're not going to look like a pro when you're around me, buddy. Now you look like a pro. Go ahead, put it in the pocket. Take your time. Well, maybe that was an act. Maybe the table moved. Hold on. Didn't you just say you can make this? Didn't you just say you can make this?
Yeah.
What was the problem? Okay, I'll talk this time. Make sure you make the ball in the pocket and hit it hard, okay? Hello. Now, you can go sit down now. You just proved yourself you can't make it, right? Did you just prove that? Okay, go have a seat. We have to listen to ourselves sometimes. Everybody wants the stage. I like this young guy. But this guy had an issue. What he was there he was. He had this shot. He said he couldn't make it. He said he could make it. Well, but he couldn't make it. So the point is, nobody can make it. Not if you say I can't make it. I can't make it. Well, you probably won't make it then. So I asked this guy, can you make this? He says, see, doctor, you're not listening to me. He said, I told you this and you want it. This is my problem. I said, I know that may be your problem, but I said, can you make this? And the guys get mad at me now because I'm moving the ball. he'd come to me with a question, but he didn't want to listen to the teacher, which is okay because I'm a student too. I learn from him. So I said, I'll tell you what, are you hungry? How about a pizza? I got to bribe the guy. Shoot it 10 times. He shoots it, makes it 10 times in a row. He says, see, I told you that wasn't my problem. This is my problem. I said, well, what about this? He says, are you going to pay attention or not? This is my problem. This guy would not let go of his problem, and there's people here right now that will not let go of their problem. In fact, I will guarantee you, if I ask anybody here to give me a question, you're going to ask me a question that's a problem for you. That means you won't let go of your problem. Yeah. What? You got another one? What do you want now? By the way, what's your first name?
You sound like Adam.
That's correct. Go on here, okay? I gotta finish this. Now, so we got this shot. So anyway, pizza, ice cream, something to drink. He makes it like 10 times. He gets here and he makes it 10 times in a row. And he looks at me and says, well, I sure don't understand that. That's been a problem. I said, that's your problem. You thought you had a problem. See, I had to get him to give up his problem by me enticing him to not think about his problem. Most players think about their problem, and that's why they ask a question of me. You're only asking me a question about your problem. In fact, the number one question I get is, I can't draw a ball. Well, when you say I can't draw a ball, you think you got a problem. The problem is you're hitting it wrong. You're not hitting it low enough. Actually, that's the opposite. You're not aiming high enough. Let me make sure I clarify that. When you draw a ball, you want to make sure you line up really high like this and shoot it. The ball comes back every time, you see? Most players don't do that.
That ball's made to do that, isn't it?
Yeah, you just aim real high like this and the ball comes back every time. Everybody y'all got that? Make sure you aim high like this and the ball comes back every time. And y'all been hitting low. Forget that. That's somebody's been telling you something wrong. Now, listen, if you're a beginning student, don't leave, please. Because I'm having fun with you right now. I have a little bit of sarcasm thrown in here.
Well, he's a beginner, that's why he's asking all these questions.
Well, I know he is. I got plenty of answers for him. He's got plenty of questions. So now watch. What is the only way to draw a ball? Where do you got to hit it?
On the very bottom, though.
A for the class. You get 2 A's.
Doing better than you.
Now watch. You cannot draw a ball hitting high. But you can aim high, but then you can come down and make a draw. So here's the normal draw. Aim low, come back and go through. That's how you're supposed to do it. But you can also aim high. When you come back, you can drop down low when you hit it. But that's tough. Aim high and go down low. That's almost impossible. I can aim anywhere on the ball. You save all your questions, write them down. We'll get to all your questions by the end of the session, okay? I don't have time to answer all of them right now, buddy. You just write them down. Get a piece of paper. So here we go. You ready? We're going to go ahead and make sure that we understand things that are logical. Low makes it draw. If you're not drawing, you're not hitting it low. There is no other answer. Now, if you aim low and hit low, but you don't aim fast enough, it probably won't draw either. For an example, if I have a shot like this, and I aim low, and I hit it easy, it's still not going to draw. You see, you have to accelerate your stick low, in most cases, like this. Here's your hand, consider this your tip. If I go like this, not much. But if I accelerate, the ball comes back. So this is your fleshy part of your hand chopping through. So when I go like this, and I go low, you come back and you accelerate with a lot of wrist action, and the ball does this. And it doesn't make any difference. It could be way up here somewhere. But this is not easy. If you're a player who's saying you can't draw, then you're not going to make this because you already said you couldn't. You have to stop saying that. I'm a teacher. If you have a private lesson for me, and I have like 2 spots left open if you're interested between now and the end of the week, and you tell me that, you can't do something, and I'm going to say, if you say that again, I'm going to give your money back. I refuse to accept somebody being negative because you can't teach that person. They want to dwell on the negative, and how are you going to get any positive in when all they want to do is talk about the negative? It's only logical. You have to think about that now. I know some people are negative in life. I have to retransition their thinking in life. Like when they see the flat tire, they still see I see 3 good ones. You see a flat tire. So we have to retransition our perspective and our concept of what life is. Once you do that, you never lose again. I haven't lost in 30 years over there. Not in 30 years have I lost a game. Because I don't allow myself to look at a paper that's going to disintegrate anyway and say, well, I lost. No, I win in my heart. And heart trumps paper, always. And scissors cuts paper. You play rock, paper, scissors. So if you're like this, and you come down, you've got to accelerate really fast on that. Ball comes back. Tough shot. You got to draw that back. One of the hardest shots in pool. The point is that you go low and you go fast enough, you'll draw. That's enough of the draw. That should address anybody's question on draw. It's not your tip. It's not your cue. I can draw with a break cue. I don't care what kind of tip you got. I can still draw. It's aiming low with an acceleration. You should be able to draw. Yes, question. I can do it without follow through. You got to go through the ball. But now the extension. See, that's a great question. When I shoot this ball, the stick goes through, right? Now, and the ball's gone. Once I hit and the stick goes here and it's through the ball, that ball's already gone, right? So if I do that, that doesn't even hit the ball. What hits the ball? And how fast is the ball being struck? How long is the cue on the ball? Think about it. Somebody get their stopwatch out. I'm going to hit this. Tell me how long the stick is in touch with the cue ball. Anybody measure that? You can't measure it. It's impossible. You can put a sensor on it, maybe measure it. So to answer your question, sir, you follow through. You have to go through the ball to grip it. But after you've gone through the ball's gone. You can't go through anymore. You can go through more, but it doesn't have any effect on the ball. Now, it'd be different if you went like this. If it went like this, it'd be different. I stayed on the ball. But I don't want people not to follow through, because the follow through is an example of a cue that's being released in free flight motion. You still have to, you have a better chance of getting zip on the ball if you follow through, because your cue is moving fast enough. But if you just punch it, it's usually not going fast enough. That's why we follow through, to get the zip on the ball. And to give you accuracy. Some people, if they punch balls, they don't get accuracy. If I go like this, and I just kind of punch it like this, I don't get the accuracy on the ball. But if I follow through, I can get the accuracy I want, like this. Through the ball, like this. So I only follow through for accuracy, and to extend the cue only because I want to make sure I get the zip. If I don't follow through, I sometimes stop the cue stick going through the cue ball at all. I punch it, and it doesn't even get through the plane. You know, the ball's 2 1/4 inches. So if I don't follow through at all, you may only go to halfway through the cue ball. But if you extend your follow through, you know you're going to get through the ball. That's really the purpose of follow through. All right? There are other reasons we follow through on trick shots. If I go like this, I can maintain English on a ball like this. If I have this shot and I hit the cue ball with a follow through, oops, that's called a miscue. Many people don't know that. By the way, a miscue is my wife's name. Many people don't know that. That's MSCUE, just like this. See? You can make the ball do razzle dazzle. Let me give you a couple trick shots where you can use a little bit of fancy stuff. You want to end this game. And you want to end it up because you're late for dinner. So do it this way. Hit the cue ball. Watch the cue ball. It's called walking the dog. Watch this cue ball. Pretty cool. A little bit higher. The cue ball hits the rail, it comes out, goes back down. A little bit higher. These are examples of follow through, keeping the revolution still, but making sure I go through the ball. A lot of neat stuff. Here's another example. I had a shot earlier today. High left, sir. High left English makes it go down there. Let me show you what high right does, just so you know. Here's high right. Same shot, high right. It goes straight back into the rail. High left makes it come out and go and spin with the English and spin down the rail. Now, let me make sure we got this. You're playing 8-ball for the World Championship. And you got this 8-ball shot. And your opponent has left you this amazing shot. And of course, I did this in the first show today because a lot of players were playing 8-ball and they were scratching on the 8-ball and they lost. And they made the 8 and they scratched, they lost. And when they don't make it, they scratch, they still lose. But see, in my rule book, you don't lose. But I have a provision in my rule book. In my rule book, you're allowed to scratch on purpose. You scratch by accident, I scratch on purpose. Nobody here scratches on purpose. Do you? You don't go up there and shoot the 8, scratch on purpose and lose. You scratch by accident. But I scratch on purpose because, but there's a rule if you scratch on purpose. Here's the rule. You must shoot the cue ball into the 8, and the cue ball must go in the same pocket as the 8 ball, and it must go in before the 8 ball gets there. Then you win in my rule book. Huh? Of course. Watch the cue ball go around. It's awesome. Now, if you want to see the 8 go in, you can buy the video. I'll make it this time for you. I get that. Let me make sure. You know, a lot of times you shoot these shots. I'll chalk up this time. Let me chalk up. I apologize for that. Okay, here we go now. What? That's a refill, sir. Refill. Why they make it bigger? Chalk tip. Got it? Here we go. Watch it. I got it. Now, make sure you chalk this into your stick. Next. Now you're playing the game for the World Championship. Your opponent leaves a ball in the pocket. And you're over here now. Now you got yourself problems in River City. Now back in 1978, before the APA got started, they started in 79, there was no way to make the 8 ball in this corner except with what we call vibration English. The 8 ball would go down the table, start vibrating. And the 8 would jump right over the 2. I've never done that, but I will tell you, that's an amazing shot. You have to have a good imagination. If anybody ever did that to me, I would pass out and quit this game forever. Yeah. So the only way you can shoot this would be, legally, would be, these are frozen, so it'd be a continuous motion stroke. Still get the rep. 8 ball goes down the table, cue ball passes the 8 ball, makes the 2, gets out of the way, and the 8 ball goes in the pocket. See, you've cleared the pocket. It's an awesome shot. Watch this shot. Oh yeah, I made it. Did you see it? It was close, but I did it. I've never made that shot. Isn't that a great shot? So you get the idea now. Now, I showed banks. I showed a few tricks there. I want to show you a couple other banks that come up. By the way, in 1961, there was a great movie called The Hustler. Most of you probably heard of that. And of course, if you watched that movie, you knew that Paul Newman played a guy by the name of what in the movie? Fast Eddie. Congratulations, another A for the class. And they only had 3, so you're going to have to give him one of your A's. So we go. And of course, Minnesota Fast was playing what character? What real life person was Minnesota Fast? Jackie Gleason. I'll get it right. I got tongue tied that time. So anyway, in the movie, this shot came up, and I want you to imagine being in the APA. You break the ball, your opponent breaks, and leaves you this after the break. Imagine. Your opponent has tremendous control of the object balls at the break. And they leave you this shot. And you're thinking, why do they always do it against me? Now you must take either solids or stripes. Of course, I always take solids because they're all solid. I also can take stripes because they're all stripes. That's a small stripe, that's a big stripe. So you can't ever shoot the wrong ball. You can just shoot anything you want. You can shoot the 8-ball to begin with because it's a solid or a strike. Look at it. Here. Solid. Big strike. Y'all learning all kinds of stuff today. You had no idea you were going to learn this stuff that makes no sense at all. Ready? Here we go. Here's your shot from the movie. I love it. One of our shots from ESPN created this years ago. Hustler banquet dressing, because Paul Newman later in life had the choice dressing, the Newman's Own. So this is the Hustler banquet dressing. In the movie, he did it without the side balls. It was just the Hustler bank. Paul Newman did it. Hustler banquet dressing, and if you want to really get fancy and you like a lot of dressing, you put these in champagne glasses. That's the Hustler banquet extra dressing. Yeah. So watch this now. 8 back here. Cue ball gets out of the way. Awesome shot. Watch this. What a shot. Legal shot.
Oh,
Awesome. Let's do the next one. 1986. Another movie. Color Money. This shot came up. New Kid on the Block will sue. Who's the new kid on the block? Vincent. Played who? What character? What Hollywood star? Tom Cruise. I'll answer all the questions and ask him. Don't worry about it. Here we go. You ready? I'm going to keep moving on. I got a few answers and questions. So we're going to see this? We got this. By the way, all the times I do these jokes, just so you all know ahead of time, they're not funny. So if you laugh, please tell me why you're laughing, okay? Not only that, if you laugh, somebody's laughing next to you, and you're not laughing, just kind of say, he's not funny. No, I'll explain it later. What you're doing is you're getting what's called residual effect jokes today. A lot of the jokes I do for 90% of the people, they hear it today, and 2 weeks from the night at 3 in the morning, they wake up busting out laughing. And your wife says to you, what are you laughing at? Oh, I just got Dr. King's joke from Las Vegas. I'm telling you, man, this is a tough job. I'm going to start cutting grass for a living. So we're going to watch it. We're going to play this one. It was a Tom Cruise shot, just like this. Awesome. One went in the pocket. But that was easy, because it was all trick photography. They were using tricks and they were doing photography. Trick photography. Yeah. Here's another shot. 2002, ESPN had to create a shot. Created this shot. Took this shot, moved this out, shot this like this around the table. Went over like this, hit this with perfect timing. The one goes down and makes this on a combination into the corner pocket while I'm looking this way. That sounds impossible, and it is. But hey, I read the book before I came over here. I get at least 13 tries on this. Yesterday I took 14, but I'm getting better at this, okay? You ready? You only got 2 on ESPN, you got 3 in a world championship, and in Vegas they give you 12. So here we go, watch this. Watch this shot. Awesome shot. Watch this shot. Boom! Yeah, first time I hit it. Did you see it? You see it hit it? Oh, that's just something you didn't see to hit that. Now I gotta do it over. I'll make it harder. Enough of the easy stuff. Let's make it harder. This time, instead of the 9-ball landing by the pocket, I'm going to make the 9-ball land right here coming off the 5th rail. So it's got to hit it way up here to make it. Yeah, this is going to be exciting. Watch this. You watch this shot. You watch it. Get ready, everybody. It's going to be exciting. You better save your money. You'll need it for breakfast. Oh, that was close. That was close.
I knew it.
I'm going to make it. I know it looks easy. I know it looks easy. What is the problem with this shot? A simple shot like this, anybody can make it. Watch this shot. Oh man, that was close. Oh wait, you know what I did? I know what I did wrong. On ESPN, I used the 5-ball. You think I'm kidding? Watch this. You gotta know which ball to use. Watch this. I was using the wrong ball. Use a 5-ball, you can't miss it. Any questions? You tell me? It's 5 times bigger. Isn't that great?
So you're saying
You can play that back later when you need a good little laugh, okay? Anyway, isn't that great? What a shot. You gotta admit that's an awesome shot. Let's do a few other quick shots. Massey and I haven't done yet. Very dangerous. Special cue. 54 inches, heavy, 19, 20, 30 ounces, 56 ounces. It's just heavy. It's about 23. Flat tip will not do damage. Will not do damage to the table. That does not hurt your table. You think it hurts the table because you don't like that. It doesn't hurt your table. That will brush or wash out. It's a flat tip. It's impossible to tear the cloth with that. It puts a mark with chalk. It brushes right out with a little damp cloth. In fact, they take these slates at the factory from 6 feet without cloth on them and drop a ball. Think about it. It chips the slate at 6 feet. It's called a chip distance. Do you think that's going to hurt that slate when you do this? Impossible. Because it's not a ball dropping on a slate bare from 6 feet. It's never going to hurt it. The only time that hurts it and hurts you is when you go through the slate.
It costs money.
No, it doesn't cost me any money because I don't pull it out. I leave it in there, sir. Then I grab another cue, stick another cue in the slate, and another one. And when I get done, there's 8 cues stuck in the slate, and then I can play bumper cue.
Excellent.
Now we go. Watch this. You know how tough these tables are? They're tough. They can take anything. All right. First, we'll do a couple simple ones. Simple. Right there, safety. Next. Play the safe. Safety on the 6. There, you want to see the 6 go in? I'll put it there. It's a little bigger. It's easier to make. There. Next. Oh, we're going to get some tough ones. I can feel it right now. Watch this. All good. I'm a little bit ahead of myself. I was about a minute ahead of myself in the show. I've got to miss a few on purpose to get back on schedule, okay? So I apologize to anybody who thinks I'm missing this. It's all part of the routine, okay? It's like the fireworks demonstration with music. Can you imagine if they're doing the waterfall with drums? It don't work. They use the violins. So I have to program. Years ago, I programmed every show according to the exact moment to make every shot. So that you would sit there and say, yeah, he made it in perfect timing that time. So it is really a big deal, you know? Next. I thought my brother went home. Here we go, what's this? My whole family's here now. That was funny. All right, some tough ones now, nothing easy ones. Get ready, everybody. Put your billiard belts on. If you're standing up, you better grab hold of something. People have been known to pass out of the following shots. Get ready. I'm going to do a series of shots you're not going to believe. Get ready. These shots are truly amazing. Well, how do I know? I read the book. The book said they're truly amazing. Here we go. First, we'll do the one I did in the first show, then we'll do some harder ones. People say, why do you hit the balls? I don't know, I saw somebody do it one time. Thought it was kind of cool. You ready? That puts the balls together. So here we go. We're not going to go through the comedy here because it's not much, it's really funny. Did done. Got it? By the way, if anybody, I lost it 20 minutes ago. Yeah, go ahead. The red light was on. I should have changed it. This is Miss Q, by the way. My wife, 33 years, putting batteries in the thing for me. Awesome. By the way, when we got started 33 years ago, she did all the driving, booked the shows, she was wheel and deal. I did the books of the company with a degree, and I did the shows, that was show and tell. And we've been doing show and tell, wheel and dealing now for about 33 years. Thank you, Ms. Field. Okay, ready? Here we go. Watch it. See what happens when you get a good mic? Now, next, it's called mic night. You ready? Now we're going to make it tougher. I haven't showed some of all the, we'll show you some tough ones now. Those are the basics. Get ready, everybody, because it's going to get exciting. Years ago, you know, about 2 weeks ago, they were on TV showing the Saturn rockets going up to the moon and or those space shuttle, you know, going. It was awesome. Well, here I'm going to show you a rocket ship. This is a rocket ship taking off on a pool table. One of the greatest shots ever in the history of billiards. Watch this. Now, I would assume that some of you know what they call that thing next to the space. When they used to have them straight up in the air, there was an arm next to it like this. Does anybody know what they called this arm that would always fall off? When the ship took off, this went somewhere. Does anybody know what they called this thing? Nobody. Huh? Nobody knows what that was? Huh? You ever hear the word gantry? It was called gantry. The gantry had the hoses in it. It had the walking ramps. So you could get into the little capsule on top. So here's the shot, everybody. This is the gantry. This is the rocket ship. Shooting down like this, boom, at Mach 13.8 star date. That's about 2% less than milk. The gantry falls off into the pocket. The rocket ship takes off. Use your imagination, okay? The rocket ship takes off. At this point, drops stage 1 and then accelerates. And at this point, drops stage 2 and accelerates. Then it goes into orbit. When it goes into orbit, this, which is rover, remember rover, goes to the moon, and Curiosity goes to Mars. Write that down. It's all in the book. Are you writing this stuff down, buddy? Okay, good. Watch this shot. Awesome. One of the great shots. Now keep in mind that I'm a professional. That doesn't mean anything right now. Not for this shot. Watch it, everybody. It's going to be awesome. Watch it take off. Watch this. I love this shot. Watch this. If I don't make it this time, there'll be one last attempt at this shot. Oh, I'm making it. Because if I don't make it this time, I'm buying everybody just making a pizza. Darn right, I'm going to buy everybody a pizza. And this young guy right here is going to pay for it. Don't you worry about it, buddy. You and I are going to enjoy that pizza when you pay for it, okay? Don't you worry about it. I used to cut grass for a living, and I made all kinds of money. Are we okay now? We're still buddies, aren't we? Give me that. That's it. Okay, here we go. Ready? I got it. I would go. Never lost a pizza in my life. How's it going? How you like it?
Nice shot.
That's a tough shot. I got another one. You just saved yourself a pizza, buddy. Thanks. Here's another one. Cue ball goes up like this, comes back like this. This is called the ultimate masse, the grand masse. Watch this cue ball. Awesome shot. I like that one. I got another one. I got one more. I happen to have one more shot. There's another one. Now these are shots you're not going to see just anywhere. You have to come to the APA World Championship to see these shots. There's another one. 8-ball's sitting over here. And the cue ball is sitting like this. Look at this shot. The cue ball will go up like this. It will go over like this. It will go out like this and come back like this. The name of this shot is the up like this, over like this, out like that, back like that shot. Thank you. Thank you very much. Watch this cue ball. Boom. Next shot. We're going to make it tougher. Go ahead, I'll wait. Thank you, sir. Easy. We're going to make it tougher because I know a few people didn't think that was very awesome, okay? So I'm going to make it so awesome that if you don't applaud this time, you are taking a nap. Because this is one of the most dynamic shots I've ever attempted in the last 10 seconds. Get ready. Get ready now. I want to guarantee you, if you don't know this is hard, you're not a pool player. Watch this. Can you all see this? See these balls? This cue ball has to go all the way up here, all the way over here, all the way out there, and all the way back here. This is called the all the way up, all the way over, and up here. I may pass out. So you all call the paramedics if you see me pass out. You ready? This is a dynamic shot, and if you don't know how hard it is, just ask the person next to you. I'd love to make this shot just once in my life. Oh, look at this! Oh. I can fix it. Okay, what's this? I forgot where to put the eight.
Trying to work with you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. An easy shot like this. How can you miss an easy shot like this? Thank you. I'll make it. Oh, that was close. It was going. Watch it. You see the smoke? See the smoke? Watch this. Oh wait, the 12 is supposed to be after. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting which ball is in the right place. You can't make it with the nines out there. Watch this shot.
Oh.
That's upsetting. That's just downright upsetting right here. Well, I'll take it. Chalk's free. Give me your chalk. Chalk's free. I want your chalk. Okay, I'll tell you a story about free chalk, sir. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. Mr. and Miss Q's down there. Probably some of you heard of that. And it's a big room. And that night there's about 300 people for this show, and they're all just jammed on the rafters. And there's one guy in the back, and the whole night he's agitating, just agitating. See, he wanted the stage big time. Of course, as a professional entertainer, I was going to give him the stage one way or the other. He didn't. I can hear 12, 15 rows deep. I was trained by the greatest entertainers there are in the college market. I spent 20 years there learning how to drop a ball and make it look like it's part of the act. So I was jugglers, comedians, magicians were my trainers, not pool players. So anyway, I'm in Atlanta. And this guy, I knew I had to somehow figure this out. So I knew after about 30 minutes, if I miscued on purpose, he would say chalk's free. I knew that. So I miscued big time. And of course, from the back, chalk's free! I knew it was coming. I said, really? I thought you had to pay for your chalk. And I put my cue down, I ran to the back of the room where there was a bunch of like 13 or 14 couples playing pool, could care less about a show. They were out for a social night. I started grabbing all the chalk off the table, sticking it in my pocket. I started jamming, I looked like a clown, I had chalk. And they said, what are you doing? I said, well, the guy in the red shirt said chalk's free tonight. You should talk to him. They chased him out of the building. I didn't have any problem with that guy the rest of the night. At the end of the night, he comes back and he apologizes. He didn't want to get embarrassed anymore. I didn't embarrass him. He'd made his own. It was awesome. We became best of friends over that. It's hard. Listen, he wanted the stage. He got it. So I love doing that. Let me go back to a shot you've never seen before like this. Watch this. Watch this shot. Oh, this is embarrassing. What is wrong with you, Dr. Q? Can't you make a simple shot like this? Yes, you can. Thank you very much. Oh, you pay attention.
Hey!
I don't think I have to explain that anymore. Now, takes care of that shot. All right, now let's do something. I got time for a little bit of teaching here. Is that 7:30 already? What is the time?
7:37.
What is it?
7:37.
Holy mackerel. Okay. This is only supposed to be an hour, 7:30. So let me just do one quick thing here. Sorry to go over, but I got a lesson at 8 o'clock. So let's do this real quick. We got a lot of stuff left the rest of the week. This is a short session. Very quickly, I want to show you the kick. I didn't show you the 5-row kick shot. 5-row kick shot like this. There's a system for 5-row kicks. Very simple technique. You can come over 1 diamond, and you come back 1 diamond and lay your cue stick on that rail, on that line, and hit the cue ball with about a 1/4 tip of high right English. The cue ball will go around the table like this, around the table, the cue ball will come down, go like this, and it'll go back to the corner pocket like that. Okay? That's a 5-row kick shot. Everybody should learn that. It's simple. So that's 1 over and 1 up. Now we're going to go here, we're going to put it up again. And this time, we're going to go 2 diamonds over and 2 diamonds down, that line. And we're going to shoot it with about 3/8 of a tip to right English. Like this. Okay? Safety. And then we're going to go 3 diamonds over and 3 diamonds down on that line. We're going to hit it with about 1/2 a tip to right English. This is a very simple system. Everybody can learn it. Okay, everybody got how it works? See how it works? Now that was a very simple system. I teach a lot of simple systems. Here's another system that's simple. It's called spot on the wall theory. I'll show you very quickly. Spot on the wall theory. I want to kick this ball in 3 rails when there's something in the way. Normally on a pool table, you aim at the 3rd diamond from the end, except if you're back in a very humid condition, you got to aim it between the 3rd and the 1st diamond. But we aim at the 3rd diamond with left English on the cue ball. We hit it and watch what the cue ball does. And the cue ball goes to the corner like this. Now, what's interesting about this, if the cue ball's up the table somewhere, anywhere up the table, if you take this line right here, and you go off the table, it's called spot on the wall theory. It's simple. You don't need any numbers. Go down that line that goes to the corner, go off the table 7 to 10 feet like this on a straight line. Right like this. And over there, about 7 to 10 feet out, there's a spot. It works awesome. Watch this now, it's cool. We go off the table, and here, don't move, sir, it's your nose. I'm aiming at your nose. If you aim at your nose, right there, it should be very close to this ball here. What is it? Don't move your nose, sir. Make sure I got your nose. Yep, it's your nose. I'm aiming right at your nose, right there. Okay, got it? Your nose. Let's go here, leave it right here. Same way. Aiming the same direction. Right here, aiming at your nose, right there. This is called spot on the wall theory. Everybody can do this. Let me do it over here, make sure we got it. We start at the 3rd diamond from the end. We hit the cue ball this time on the right side. The cue ball goes down, it goes back to the corner pocket this way. Cue ball anywhere down the table. You take this line and go off the table. You have a shirt there, sir, and the first A in the name on your shirt. I'm aiming at the A of your name. Right there, the aim. Just like this. Awesome. Perfect. I'm going to go like this. Put it here. I'm aiming at the A of your name. Right in your name. Whoops. I did that, man. I shouldn't make that. No. Throw yourself up there. I got it. Right there's perfect A. There's A to the A. Right there. There it is. Isn't that awesome? This is easy. Everybody here can do this with a little practice. And the final thing before we wind this session up, because we don't have a lot of time left, is we're gonna try one shot, which is pretty dynamic, all right? We're going to have one person who is a 2 or 3 in the APA help me. Who would like to help me with the trick you've never done? I'm not going to embarrass you. Come here. You're going to help. You will become world famous on this. Okay, this is the world champion. And your name is? That's correct. Now, Eleanor, I'm Dr. Cooper Weiss, Miss Q, you know that. And I assume you do want to help because you stepped right up there. So if you'll take this cue, take your time to fix your hair first. Of course, a video. I know you got good. No, that's not wrong. So take this. Now, You sure you want to help? Okay, let me have it back. Just a second. Thank you for helping. Okay, now, that's a joke. Okay, but my jokes are terrible. Now I want everybody to listen to the thing. You're going to do an amazing shot for this audience, okay? We're going to put a ball right. Have you ever done 6 balls in one shot before? Oh, okay. We're going to put this here on a chair. Well, we know the sponsor. Okay, so here we go. I want you to imagine you're going to give a medal for the World Intercontinental Championship. And at the end of the game, you're basically 6 balls left at the end of the game. We had 8 and 9. We have the 6 and the 7. It's pretty cool. 6 and the 7. Cue balls sitting here. And the 7 ball. How does that look so far, Eleanor? Pretty good? Make sure I'm doing it right, okay? All right, now I'm doing the setting and you're doing the shooting and they're going to do the going wild, okay?
What?
Well, I'm doing the setting. I'm setting them up. You're doing the shooting and they're doing the going wild. Now, if they don't go wild, we have to do this over. So they're responsible for going wild. Does anybody here want to be the chairman of the going wild committee? Who here thinks they can help this audience to go wild? And listen, if you don't cooperate, it's going to be a long show. Okay, the young dog is in charge. What's the dog's name?
Patches.
What is it?
Patches.
Patches. Is Patches the friendly dog? Hi, Patches. How are you? Patches, how are you doing? You're living. Make sure you go wild, Patches. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Are you ready? Should I keep them okay? This, yeah, chalk it up.
Just like how you thought.
That's it. This is it, everybody. Last shot. Perfect. All right, everybody. Eleanor, you're going to make those 2 balls where in the corners. And you're going to make those 2 balls where? In the sides. And you're going to make these 2 balls in the closest pocket, which is the side. You ready?
Sure.
The closest to these balls is the side, okay? So, you're going to aim right here. You've got to hit this hard now. Don't baby it. You baby one. You're going to aim right here. Patch is going to go wide. Line it straight for this 8 ball. All the balls, sides, corner, side. Now make sure you hit it, follow, put your hand a little closer to the cue ball. Aim right here, don't cut it. Aim right dead center. Follow straight to it and hit it hard.
Right now?
Hit it.
Up, down.
Sometime today, just hit it.
Fuck yeah!
All right. All right, everybody. That's enough of that. Now listen, everyone. I taught a little bit. If you're interested yet, because I have about 15, 20 minutes. If you're interested in learning more, I taught a little bit about the diamond system, a little bit about kicking. That's my specialty. 40 systems I teach. Everything I teach in the system is in this video. It is 40 systems. You got a $3 cue. This is a $50 package. You can't beat it. You got $3 cue, 350 your cues worth. If you want to get something with about 20 systems in it, this came out in 1988, it's worth $7. This opens up on a rail top for easy learning. It's called Rack Up a Victory. It's still going strong after 40 years, 30 years. Still going strong. $7. Okay? Mechanics included. This is a book called The Mental Game. Remember at the beginning I talked about the mental game? The focus and stuff like that? Imagery, this was in 2016. Nothing like this on the market. This is an easy to understand how the brain works and how the heart works. $7. If you get nothing else in Vegas, that's going to take you to another level. It's not on the table. It's a game in the heart, game up here. That takes care of itself once you read this, okay? And then we also have our autographed cue balls. Logo, they're $10 for the trademark logos. We'll sign those as well. If you want a package deal, it's $20. It includes the mental manual. It includes a cue ball and our lifetime picture over here, which is this right here. It's a poster like this. It tells our life story on the room, our life and I together. So if you're interested in that, feel free to come and get that. Now, if you're going to buy something, by the way, we have about 10 hats left. We had 40 to start with, and in 4 days, we're down like 10 hats. It's 2 for 10 or 1 for 7. You can't beat the hat prices, okay? They're nice little hats. They got the Dr. Q logo on the front. If you want to get something and buy something, you have to start down like this in, if you would, please. and go this direction. By the time you get down here, my wife will give you change. I'll sign whatever you buy. If you don't want to buy anything, don't worry about it. You don't have to buy nothing. I don't care. I appreciate it, but it's not critical for your involvement. Okay? But if you want to come up here without buying, you get a free picture. So I'm giving you away free pictures, okay? Courtesy of the APA. So free pictures on this line, buying on that line. They meet in the middle. I go back and forth until we're done. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow, okay? Come on up here, okay?